Oh,
Hi.
let's see. Okay, let me see if it's live on my page. It said there was an error. So let's see if
Okay.
we're live.
Can you hear me
Let's
okay?
see. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Good.
Let's see. So I can see it on, but I can't see your screen on my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, there you go. Okay, we're good. We're good to
Okay,
go.
good.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let me put this off.
I feel like I'm on Oprah.
Ah, awesome sauce. So let me put this live or big screen here. Hopefully it will let me actually see who. Let me try to do like a dual thing real quick here. Gotta love tech. Um, okay. Let me just look at my phone, I guess, because
Okay.
let me see. Share. No, I don't need to share. But I just want to make sure I'm trying to be more interactive. So
Okay.
awesome. Alrighty. So thank you guys for tuning in today. My name is Kendra. I'm the creator of One Right Effort. One Right Effort, really the purpose and the goal is just to showcase people who are living out their everyday passions and putting their best foot forward in whatever kind of avenue or aspect of life that may be. So, for example, like showcasing business owners, artists, just individuals who are really just like flourishing in whatever they do, right? So, that's exactly what today's guest is doing, Noah Mortel. And Noah is a writer and director, my good friend. That is currently in Houston, Texas. So, without further ado, please help me welcome Noah. I'm like hand claps,
Hey, everybody.
roof raising. I'm loving that background, Noah.
Oh, thank you. Had to set it
Nice.
up.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
I guess tell it. Can you like tell us what's going on back there? Or?
Yeah. I wanted to do a
Yeah.
background that kind of represented, things I like in life. So, um, I have the Bible. That's number one. Without God, none of this is possible. So, give Him all the glory for everything. And then I have, the cross here, and I love to travel. So, I have the Tower of Pisa, Leaning Tower of Pisa, and Eiffel Tower, and I have the camera stuff here. So, you can see some decoration here, and then Haiti flag. My family is from Haiti. I was born in the United States, so I rep United States and Haiti. So that's just a little
Nice.
bit about me.
Awesome. Yeah, I love this setup. Um, so can you just give us kind of like a little brief intro, like who is Noah Mortel?
Who is Noah Mortel? Well, I'm just thankful to be alive. I just number one, I just thank God for everything. I thank God for my life. I thank God for health, for bringing me to where I am, and I give Him all the glory. So faith is very important to me. Like I try to base everything on a kingdom purpose. Like
Mm,
how I always think about how am I going to be one day when I stand before God in heaven. He's going to ask me, what did you do with the tools I gave you, the talent?
for
So
sure.
that's what I always keep in mind. So that's just part of me, and I love life. I love to help people, just in any way I can. I love the underdog. I'm just thankful, very grateful, because there's been a lot of people and family and friends who didn't make it this far. So I'm just always aware of how precious life is, and living life to the fullest using everything God has given to me. So I just look forward to what God has in store.
Nice, nice for sure. Was like faith always, I guess, a big part of your life, or like did you grow up in the church, or like what does that kind of aspect look like?
Yeah, faith has always been important to me. I did grow up in the church. My mom used to take us when we were little. And I remember after seeing a play, like an Easter play, and I was like, man, I really want to know more. I was maybe 7, 6 years old, and I said, Jesus, I want to know more about you. I want you in my heart. So ever since then, it's always been, a huge part of my life. And just, I always try to think about being the light in this. It's a dark world. So we just always have to be
Hmm.
aware that, you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. You just want to be a good representative of Christ out there in this world. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That is definitely true. Um, yeah, definitely true for sure. So, and I can vouch for you and like just kind of the life that you live and you're always willing, like you said, like to help out in any way that you can someone else. So, I definitely appreciate you as a friend and a person in my life. So,
Oh,
for
thank
sure.
you. It's an honor.
So tell us like your what you're passionate about. You are a writer and a director. Kind of
Mhm.
like how did you get started? Like what inspired you or what does that like what does that look like?
Yeah, so I was never I was always interested in movies and things as a kid. I think the first movie I watched in the theater was Lion King. So I'm showing my age, but yeah, that's so. And then I went to school. I went to Baylor University. I went for a business degree, and I never thought I would be into the film industry. So during my junior year in the summer of college, I wanted to do an interesting internship. So I applied to Mattel and I think ESPN, Nike, and then just different companies, and none of that worked out. And then I did a Google search, and I said, let me just try a film company, and then I found an alumni, a Baylor alumni, working at New Line Cinema. He worked on Lord of the Rings, so I sent him an
Wow.
email. I just found him online, sent him an email, and I said, hey, I would like to intern for New Line Cinema out in Los Angeles. And he said, sure. I sent him my resume, and they actually had a program, like a diversity program. And I was accepted. And normally interns are not paid, but thank you, Lord. I was able to get paid while I was out in LA. So I moved from
Nice.
Houston to LA in the summer, and that was ever since then I got bit hard by the film bug. So that was my first experience. So yeah.
Okay. So you kind of knew maybe like as a younger child, like, hey, this is something I could do, but really after you got into college is kind of when you explored more.
Well, when I was younger, I wasn't really uh, thinking I was going to be involved in the film industry. I knew I always liked entrepreneurship. I used to, when I was a kid in elementary school, I would make little motors and put propellers on it, like make little things, and I would sell it to my classmates at a little school I went to. And I've always been interested in entrepreneurship and business. So I always thought my dream was to, have my own business, but never did I imagine it would be involved in the film industry. So, and I absolutely love it. So maybe one day those can mesh. So,
Yeah, for sure. I definitely, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity with both of those, with the business side and then also the industry side.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, you have way more insight than I do, so for sure. One thing I forgot to mention, thanks for those of you who are tuning in. Let's see if there's a way for me to view who's here so I can shout you out. Definitely appreciate the love and support. Let's see. I think my cousin might be watching,
Nice.
so that's cool.
Hello,
Let
cousin.
me go ahead. Let me go ahead and share it on my personal. One second. I
Cousin.
forgot
And
to do that last time,
I'll share it
and
too.
then we can go ahead. Yeah,
I do that.
definitely helps. So let's see here. Next.
Okay. Let's see.
Hmm. Is it letting you share it?
Uh, I'm just signing on to my phone. Uh,
Okay.
so let me see. Share. Share now. Yeah, it let me share.
Let's see.
Maybe try to restart it, or refresh your phone.
Hmm. Let me try to do it from here really quick. If not, I can do it after as well. But I was just thinking that's a way, I know it's for sure, to get a little bit more exposure.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, maybe it's not gonna let me. So, oh well, it's fine. I can do it after.
On my page, share what I shared. I don't know. Maybe that might work. I just posted.
Maybe. Okay, maybe let's try that real quick here. Appreciate your patience, Noah, and your
Oh, no
adaptability.
problem. No problem. It's an honor to be here. So thank you for what you're doing.
Mm, okay. Share. No, it's okay. We will continue. I digress. I digress. All right. Um, so okay, so moving a little like segueing, I guess a little bit forward. What are like some of your favorite kind of projects that you've worked on kind of thus far in your career? And actually, before you get into that, like when did you, I guess, when did you create your first like short film or like just project? And how did you feel? Like what kind of emotions did you feel after that?
Okay. Well, the first one I created myself, or was a part of.
Or just or maybe like just something that you worked on or you
Mhm.
helped out with or something that you did on your own. Either one
Well,
or both.
my first short film was called Shy Guy. I shot it out in Sugarland Town Center. People who are in Houston might know that area. It's a silent film, and out in Sugarland Town Center. People who are in Houston.
I do hear the echo, so maybe it's because I think your phone is open.
Oh,
Is your phone still open?
oh yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you're good.
So yeah, so the first one was in Sugarland. It's a silent film called Shy Guy. It was in Town Center, and I have my friend. He's the main actor, and it's basically about a shy guy who sees a girl he's interested in, but he starts sweating, he starts getting nervous, and he doesn't know how to talk to her. So then at the end, he's able to get her number, and then I have actually have a twist where she actually saw him and tried to approach him, and he didn't know. So they both had mutual interest in each other, and it just shows that if you see something you want, if there's something you want in life, go after it. So that one won an award in Houston at a local film festival. I think it's World Fest in Houston.
Nice.
My friend Obino Okongwu, he was the cinematographer on it. So everybody now he owns a wedding cinematography business, so called Cakewalk Films. So he got really good. So it's just amazing to see the progression, and yeah, that was the very first one. So it's always good to look back and see where I
Nice.
started.
And so for my people who aren't in the industry, like what is you said cinematographer?
Oh, cinematographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who holds the camera, the director of photography. He's the one who actually films it. So yeah.
Okay, nice. And that inspiration, like Shy Guy, like where did you get that idea from, or I guess what inspired that, or?
Uh, I I wasn't really shy growing up, but I'm always thinking about the underdog. So I always think about people like guys who are shy. And I posted it on YouTube, and actually to this day, it was 10 years ago that we filmed it, and I posted it on YouTube. And to this day, like I'll get comments from guys that are actually shy. They're like, "Oh, this helped so much. This gave me inspiration," and just that's always what I want to do is just inspire people and help people. So, what I always say to people is if you have something in your heart and you want to help people, just put it out there because you never know who it could reach. That single person, might cause ripple effects down the road. So you could change a life. It could save a life. So
For
yeah,
sure.
that was the very first one.
Okay. And was I guess what was that kind of uh I guess what is like one of your most favorite or like kind of what's something that you've really enjoyed doing?
Uh, just in film or just in general?
Just in film.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really love writing and directing. That's my passion. I like coming up with stories that can help people. That's my main thing. Like I really want to help people, and there's such an opportunity there with media and film. Like there's so much negative stuff out there, and we know how much influence the media has on society. Like, and you try to think about the root of where it's all coming from. It could be a dark place. So I just want to bring positive images, positive stories out there that actually help people. Because like there's a lot of young kids out there who they're being influenced by celebrities and different stories out there, and it's just not good for society. So I really want to make stories that inspire people. So I really enjoy creating stories, writing stories, and directing these projects. So I just thank God for all the inspiration, and I hope to do more.
For sure, for sure. And I guess kind of on that same topic, like what do you do for inspiration or kind of what motivates you or what things do you do if you're kind of like looking for ideas or what does that process look like for you?
Yeah, for ideas, like first, I believe all my ideas are inspirations from God. I really believe that, and the thing I always try to think about is I think about problems in this world. Like what story could help alleviate a problem in this world? What story can, even if it doesn't shift it completely, can at least start shifting the trajectory of an issue. So I try to think about any issues going on in the world or in America, and just try to think what kind of story. I try to put myself in the person's shoes and think about how can I write a story that can help somebody who could be going through a situation like that. So that's kind of where most of my stories have come from a place of what I feel like is a need in this world. So,
Okay. And I know just kind of from our previous conversations, like you have like a favorite place that you go to write, or
mm,
do you prefer writing outside or inside or um
yeah, well, before COVID, I was always going to the library. Like, I don't know, people who know me know I love the library, and I'm kind of a nerd. Like I love the library. Since high school, I was always walking to the library. In college, I was always in the library. So I really I need a quiet place. And I try to avoid windows because any little squirrel that passes by gathering nuggets, I just stare at it.
you're like, "Oh." Yeah.
So yeah, I need a quiet place. So before pandemic, I was going to Rice University, their library. Even though I'm not a student, they used to allow non-students there, and University of St. Thomas. So, but now during COVID, on Saturdays I go to the library, but because I work, lately I've been going to a hotel lobby. There's still music playing in the background, which kind of distracts me, but you got to do what you got to do. So,
Yeah,
so I can't wait for the libraries to open back up. So.
for sure. Do you get kind of like more inspiration like in at any certain period of time during the day or like I don't know, are you at your best first thing in the morning or like 2 a.m.? Because I know, creatives or people kind of get like, categorized like, oh yeah, they're night owls and their best
Mhm.
inspirations come at like 3 a.m. or like, I don't know. Is that the same for you?
Well, if I'm at the library during the day, I can fully focus and I get inspiration and all that. But uh, most of the time at night, I've always been a night owl. Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, midnight, I'm just fully aware and focused as opposed to earlier in the day. So, and then I can inspiration comes at random times. Like I could be driving a lot of the times, and I'll just the idea comes, or just random encounters. Like I'll see, I could be in the mall, and then I used to carry a little notebook. Whenever I had some idea, I would write it down real quick. But that's kind of old school now. So now I use the notes app. So whenever there's an inspiration, I'll make sure to put in the phone, and then later on revisit it. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Also, okay, for those of you who are just kind of tuning in or who might catch this video a little later on the replay, my name's Kendra. I'm the creator of One Right Effort, and I'm here with my good friend Noah Mortel. He is a writer and director, not from Houston, but who lives in Houston, Texas right now. So yeah, we're just chatting it up about all things kind of film industry, faith, family. We'll get into a few more questions moving forward. So thanks for tuning in once again.
Thank you, everybody.
On that same kind of topic, like inspiration, time, what do you do, I guess, if you have like writer's block or kind of what things get you past that?
Whenever I have writer's block, for those that don't know, that's like when you're stuck when you're writing and you just don't know what to write next. So you just feel like you're in a stuck place. So usually I'll walk around, listen to some music, or if it's too much, I'll just play basketball. I enjoy basketball a lot, and just kind of clear your mind and then revisit it at a later time. So that's what I always enjoy. Just or maybe watch a movie, but lately it's been more basketball and
Basketball. Okay.
yeah. hmm
And I know like basketball is one of your hobbies, I guess, or
hmm
interests. What I guess basketball. What are some of your other like interests that you really enjoy?
Yeah, besides basketball, I really like salsa dancing and bachata dancing, and also I enjoy piano. I play some piano, and I like to draw. I really like the arts. So those are the main things. And besides that, camera work and film work, and I like to just sometimes I'll go to the mall and just record things on my phone and just make a video and then put like an inspirational uh, meaning behind the video. Like the other day, I did a video in Memorial City Mall, and I rode on a carousel. I haven't been on one since I was a little kid, and the inspiration came just to make a video. And when I feel that urge inside, it's like I have to get it out. So it was a rainy day, so I went on the carousel, my big self, with all these other kids. I'm sure I looked funny, but
You're like,
yeah, I didn't care. And I talked to the lady in charge of the carousel, and she told me which horse rose the highest. So I I made sure I made my way. I didn't beat up any kids to get to that horse, but they didn't know. So I went to that horse and I went up and down, and it was good. It brought me back to my childhood. So it's just like, and then I made a video about it, just saying like, you're never too old. Just enjoy life. Stay young, stay happy, and don't let your what society says is too old for for you to enjoy. So I had a blast in that those few minutes on that horse.
now tell us the truth. Did you go around more than like? Did you pay to get on more than once, or was it just one time?
No, I just went one time. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I'm sure
He's
there's
like, oh yeah, I'm here like all day.
I have a subscription and membership.
For sure. Um, kind of like is what's like I know you kind of brought us you told us a little bit like one of the things that's kind of your purpose as far as in writing and filming is really just to be able to help people and feel like you're following your passion and you're calling from God for sure. What kind of other things are important to you as far as an artist, like being an artist?
Yeah, as far as being an artist, things that are important to me is just the main thing is just being a representative of Jesus Christ. Like I'm I know I keep going back to this, but I'm always thinking about your actions. Actions speak louder than words, so I'm always aware of that. And I'm not perfect. Everybody has flaws. I have my flaws, but I'm always trying to improve. And I take constructive criticism, suggestions. So it's just always trying to improve, always trying to get better, and always being aware that you never know whose life you can change. So as an artist, I like to enjoy life. I just like to inspire people, and that's what I want to continue to do with different projects. So it doesn't have to be a deep project that is but just entertaining and just life changing. Like I really like stories that are still entertaining, but have a meaning, but it's not preachy. That's the key. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So you said kind of also like being able to be aware and take constructive feedback.
Mhm.
If you want to share, like what's something that you've recently, someone's kind of some feedback that someone's told you that you felt like really helped you?
Yeah, like so a little story, like I moved after graduation from Baylor. I moved to LA, and I had a script written, a romantic comedy. And my dream and hope, I was like, I'm gonna move out to LA. somebody's gonna read my script and the thing will be sold, and I'm gonna, that'll start my career, the Hollywood dream. And that didn't happen. I got a, dose of reality, a reality check. It was a struggle out there. But one thing that I learned, just over time, and my brother Mark Mortel said this, and Jerry Mortel, my other brothers, is just that you can't, when you see success, it's not just 0 to 100. There's a process
Mm.
to it, and sometimes you don't see the next step until you take a step. So you don't see the whole staircase until you start, taking a step. So it's just like it's a gradual progression. Like you see all these success stories, people just see all the highlights, but they don't see the grind. They don't see all the things that it took to get to that point. So it's just like Joseph in the Bible. He went through a lot, before he became, one of the top leaders in Egypt. He went through prison and all that. So it's just there's been many times where I felt like giving up on this whole film ministry, and I'm like, God, I know that's my calling, but what's going on? I'm getting older, and it's been rough and disappointing, but I just thank God for that knowledge, just to know that things are gradual, and you have to keep working on those steps to go to the next level, step by step, not 0 to 100.
I like that a lot. You said how was it? You can't sometimes you can't see the next step without taking a step. So that's
Yeah.
really inspiring for sure. So a little, I guess, kind of segue just away from some of the questions. For someone who may like, for me, I have no idea. Like I barely struggle with like any sort of technical
Mhm.
things or anything like that, like editing. I just like want to like vomit, honestly. But if you don't mind, like walk us through kind of the process of like um creating like, I don't know, a short piece, or what does
Mhm.
that process for you like look like from, getting the idea to actually seeing it all the way through, like kind of give us a quick breakdown of how that would work.
Sure. In August of 2020, we actually shot a first episode of a series coming soon. So
Nice.
so that started from the idea to completion. So it was a lot of work. So first, you have the idea, and then I read a lot of books on screenwriting. There's a lot of structure. Structure is very important. Structure is like when you have a body, you have the skeletal structure, and then you have skin. So the structure is what keeps things together. So in every script, you need structure: beginning, middle, end. Act one, act two, act three. So what I do, I outline. I get three pieces of paper, and I'll visually draw an outline, and then I'll have the main points of the story all written out in the outline. So you want to make sure, it's just like you don't want to go.
Okay, so you like, sorry to
Nope.
interrupt, but you like actually write it down on paper then. That's
Yeah,
what it sounds
yeah.
like, right?
I'm kind of old
Okay,
school when it
nice.
comes to that. Yeah, a lot
Okay,
of people do
cool.
it digitally, but I like to write it. I use a mechanical pencil, so it's like you don't want
So
to.
not too old school, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
kind of, no, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
So yeah, it's just like when you it's like a GPS. When you want to travel, you don't want to go somewhere without putting the address into the GPS. So you want to know where you're going to end up in the story. So I have the whole story kind of mapped out in an outline. So that way, because in the past, what I've done is I've just started writing the script, and then I get to a point and I'm stuck, and it's like I have to start. Even though I've written many pages, I have to start all over. So you want to have the outline completely fleshed out, and then once the outline is done, then it's easier to write and by act. So then you write the story out, and then you have to think of dialogue. So you have to think of, how would this female talk, how would this guy talk. So a lot of times I'm just thinking up, and I'm kind of talking out loud to kind of hear how, it has to be realistic, but it can't be like cheesy dialogue. So then
Hmm.
that's the most
Has
important.
anyone, sorry, has anyone, have you ever like been in public like talking out loud or doing something with characters and someone like look at you like, oh my man, what is this
No,
guy
no,
doing?
I
No,
can
okay.
do it like discreetly.
Okay.
But yeah, like once the script is done, the script is, to me, the most important part. Without a script, a good script, it doesn't matter how flashy, how many thousands of dollars your camera is. It doesn't matter. The story is the most important. So I really focus a lot on the story and the writing, and then rewriting. So on this last project, I actually had help I had a friend of mine. She helped me. She read over the script. She used to work as a literary agent, and
As
she
a what?
as a literary agent. Uh,
Okay, and what did they do?
they basically read scripts. She used to work out in LA, and they read scripts and they see what project is good. They represent screenwriters. So
Nice.
by the grace of God, she was able to. She offered to read over my script. Morgan Howell, I think that's her last name, and she was able to do it. And then I rewrote it. She said, she gave me notes and feedback, and then I would rewrite the script based on the feedback until it was at a good place. So once the script is done, then I had to do auditions, so casting. So I found different actors on websites like Actors Access, and I had to audition them. It was during COVID, so it was all virtual auditions. And then with these particular two main actors in the project we did, I knew right away they were the great actors, and we actually had an audition together out at a park, and just to see the chemistry. So once the casting is done, then I had to gather the crew, and thankfully I had a good crew, and we were able to film at my brother's house and my dad's house, and it was cool to see everything come together. Just Andrew McMillan, just a lot of people who really, Jordan Bradley, just really helped out to make this come together. We had a cinematographer, Jordan Bradley, and then lighting, a gaffer, which is somebody who's in charge of lighting. That was Andrew McMillan. So just a lot of things came together to make the project come. So yeah, it
Nice.
worked out really well. That was in August. So.
Okay. How it sounds like there's like a lot of like moving parts, to I guess creating a project or a film. How do you like what tools do you use to stay organized?
Well, organization isn't my strong suit. Just being
Hey, transparency is key, right? So we all got those
yeah,
downfalls.
yeah, I'm trying to be more organized, but when it comes to your question was about organizing, getting everything together.
Yeah, because it just sounds like there's like a lot of moving
Yeah,
parts. Like you said, like there's like a lighting, people or
hmm
crew or the
yeah,
casting,
yeah.
or like, yeah. So how do you, I guess, kind of like communicate or like what
Mhm.
tools do you use to stay organized?
Yeah, well, it takes a team. Like people think when you just see a movie or even a short film, it's just boom, just ready, set, action, and then that's it. No, it takes a good team and a good crew to make things happen. So what I do, I directed this project, and what I did is like, I let people who specialize in their area. You try to get the best people who specialize in their area for what you can afford, and for what is offered. So I kind of defer to them for their opinions on different things, lighting and sound. I had an audio guy, and then as a director, you make the final decision as to whether this is the right way to go in the project and things like that. But you want to surround yourself with the best crew as possible. That's the key, because it really takes a team.
Yeah, I think that just speaks so much to pretty much like everything in life you do. Like it's all about, you know, building up those relationships,
Mm-hmm.
building that, that team. And
Mm-hmm.
you said kind of um that you use different I guess platforms to like, get get crew members or casting members.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds also like, it's a very, like you mentioned before, like it's not just 0 to 100. Like it
Yeah,
takes time and
yeah.
patience.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout that process, like if something, I don't know, isn't going the way that you envisioned or planned, like what ways do you stay motivated?
Yeah, like one thing, like you can plan. One thing I learned, especially with this last project, is you can plan things to a T, and there's gonna be unexpected things. Like we had to get props for the film, and there's things that I expected to go one way, and then thankfully with the help of Victoria Graff and another friend of mine named Marion McDaniel, they were able to help bring things together. So, but you have to expect that there's going to be things that you don't plan that will happen. So the main thing is just how you respond to that, how you adjust to that, how you
Mhm.
pivot according to that. And one thing I've learned is just that when things happen unexpected, sometimes it could make the project even better. Like it could be something like, oh wow, that turned out really well, or even if there's a mistake in a line of script or something, you keep it just in case. You're like, and then you look at it later and you're like, oh man, that she really nailed it, even though it wasn't planned out. So you just have to leave room for amazing things to happen, for sparks to happen, for those moments that could be great moments. So
I think that kind of speaks to, the fact of like, faith and kind of like those like little God moments. Like
hmm
that's not part of your plan, but it
yeah,
might be part of God's plan. And then
hmm
just like allowing room for creativity. Like creativity isn't scripted,
exactly.
down to the T. Like
hmm
so I think that's, like you hit the what is the term?
It's
You hit the
nail on
nail
the
on
head.
the head, I think. Yeah. You screwed it right into the wall. No, I don't all these analogies, right?
Yeah.
Um, Also, I just wanted to remind people if they do join, feel free to comment any questions that you might have for Noah. He's an open book, he told me today.
Yeah.
So just nothing too crazy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have as well. So feel free to share the video on your page too. That way, more people can view it. So yeah. And then let's see. What I guess we're always well. I as an individual, like I'm always thinking about the impact I leave, and you kind of mentioned that you kind of mentioned that in the beginning as well. What kind of like words of advice do you have for the up and coming generation or someone? I don't know, like if you had a little like sibling, like what would you tell them if they were like, oh yeah, I want to be a writer just like you or
Mhm.
a director?
Mhm.
What kind of words of advice would you give to them?
I would say number one, find your God-given purpose. First make sure that is your purpose that God gave you. You want to do things that are aligned with Him. So I think that's number one. Find the calling and the purpose God has for you, and you'll see it. You'll notice it over time. Sometimes it could be circumstances that lead you to a particular industry or area. Sometimes it could be just you have a natural gift towards something or a talent, and you still have to work at it though. So the main thing I would say is just number one, find your God-given calling and don't give up. I know that's cliche, but don't give up. Like if you have a purpose in this life, everybody has a purpose, and if you have a particular calling, go for it, because you never know whose life you could change and impact. And your impact in this world the world needs it basically. I always think about when we have our gravestone, there's the birth date, and there's a dash, and then there's the death. So what's your dash? What's the thing in between those two times? Because we all have an expiration date. So I always think about. I don't say that in a negative way, but it's just like you want to live
Hmm.
life with purpose, knowing that you're not here just as a coincidence. God brought you here for a reason. So you need to answer that calling because the world needs it. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your abilities. So don't hold back on it. Don't give up. There's going to be challenges. Sometimes you could be in the will of God and still encounter storms. When Jesus called the disciples, there was a storm. He told them, and they still encountered the storm. So, but you just have to focus on Him. So no matter what you do, no matter what your calling is, keep going. Don't give up, despite what people say. There's people who have been close to me who's like, doubted me, and but I keep going because I know in my heart that this is what I need to do in this world. So just keep going after it, despite the challenges and what people say. And
For
work
sure.
at
And
work
that,
at your craft too. That's what I want to say. Also, work at your craft. It's just not going to be handed out. Like screenwriting. I have a ton of books that I'm reading on screenwriting because there's always. It's just not every day you're just born with something. Michael Jordan was a great basketball player, but he wasn't. He had natural ability, yes, but he had to work at it. Kobe, the great late Kobe Bryant, had to work at it. So you still have to work at what God has given you and
for
continue.
sure. A
Sorry,
word, mic drop.
one more thing, just continually work at it. Like no matter what level you're at, there's always room to improve. And then take feedback and don't be offended by don't be so sensitive to what people say. Like be open to suggestions. And I think the last thing I want to say about that is like a good leader is a good servant. Be willing to serve others, and that's what helps, give you empathy, and you become a better leader because you understand what the person could be going through. So.
Mm, super, super impactful. I'm speechless now. uh, what would you say, I guess, kind of to that point, has there been anything recently that has really like resonated with you that someone told you like, hey, I was going through this and it really helped, like, something that you did really help me out, or kind of just a piece of um, affirmation from I guess a person in your life that has really stuck with you?
Um, I can't think of a particular moment, but I just know, like, I've had one person say, like, thank you for all that you do and your care. I always like to, just when I try to know people and get to know people, I try to, I'm not perfect, but I try to remember the details, like,
Mm,
things that not everybody notices. And then I like to ask questions. I like to ask, if somebody had an issue with their dad, or the dad had bad health or something, I try to remember to the best of my ability, like what, like if I see the person a week or two later, I'll say, hey, how's your dad doing? Just show care for people. And it's not just to get points. It's just like, I, you generally want to care for these people because everybody is going through, things in life. Life is not easy. So you just always want to be aware of that and try to remember the little things in life, especially if people are being honest and transparent with you. You want to be aware of that, and just have empathy for that person. So.
for sure. Alrighty, so kind of talked about your interests. You did mention your culture briefly, but I guess for those of us who might not know, I guess, too much about like the Haitian culture,
Yeah.
um, kind of, I guess, so what is that? What would you say in regard to that question?
Oh man.
You're
So
smiling, so you're like, I'm excited.
yeah. So my both my parents were born in Haiti. My dad was born in Saint Mark, Haiti. My mom was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, which is the capital. Haiti is on one side of the island. The island is called Hispaniola. The other side of the island is the Dominican Republic. It's surrounded by Cuba and Puerto Rico. So I wasn't born there. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. But Haitian culture, it's we're very resilient people. We were like the first Black Republic. So Napoleon, he tried. Basically, the slaves had the successful rebellion that kicked Napoleon out of Haiti. So we're very strong, resilient people, very creative, like innovative people. Because right now things are not going well in the country. There's a lot of poverty, so it sparks a lot of innovation and ingenuity. So I love my people, and I've never been to Haiti. Every time we try to go, there's always some kind of protest or something going on. So I just pray for the country all the time, and that one day I can go there and then just see that's my roots. So we love rice and beans. That's what I grew up on. Plantains, chicken, and just thinking about the food is amazing. We have Haitian music, which is called compa. It's very nice. The language over there is Creole and French. So I understand some. My parents speak both, but I just love hearing like the language. And here in Houston, there's not too many Haitian people, but if you go to Miami, Montreal, the East Side, New York, you'll see a lot of us out there. So uh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. I was gonna ask for sure. I was like, okay, like what is that like a typical dish? So rice and beans, plantains. I'm
Yeah,
getting like so hungry right now.
yeah. And for New Year's, there's a tradition. We have this soup called soup jumu. It's like the soup we always eat for New Year's. So there's a lot of dishes. It's I would say it's closest thing to people who are more familiar would be Cuban food, like rice and beans and plantains. But I'm biased. I think it's better than Cuban food. So
Okay. Nice. And you said Creole and French is like the mixture, I guess, of language.
it's
Is it like
two
a
separate
mixture
languages.
or
Uh,
oh, two
uh,
separate? Okay, so
yeah,
they
two separate
separate them.
languages. Yeah. So
Okay.
Creole is like a mixture of different languages, like with African influence, French influence, I think some Spanish influence, the native Taino. Those were the natives that were in Haiti. So it's like a jambalaya uh, of those influences. So yeah, sac passe.
Okay.
Sac passe is like what's up or what's happening. So
How do you say it?
sac passe.
Sac passe.
Yeah, very
I
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
good.
Nice. Gold star for me.
Yeah.
Cool. For those of you who just jumped on, I'm here with Noah Mortel once again. We're getting ready to wrap up. We have like about a few more minutes, probably like 12, 13-ish minutes. Um, but Noah is a writer and director living in Houston, Texas currently, has a lot of amazing things going on right now that he may give us a sneak peek into. Who knows? Um, but yeah, super awesome individual, faith-filled woman. I was about to say woman. I'm always like woman, man of God. So yeah, for those of you who just jumped on, thanks for the support. Um, talked about faith. We talked about culture. You are a uncle, right? And that's I know that's a really big title for you. What has that kind of
Awesome.
process been like for you?
Yeah, I'm an uncle and a godfather. So I mean, I'm an uncle. I've already been an uncle to Jerry's
Okay.
kids, my nieces and nephews in Atlanta, and now my brother recently had a son, his first child named Cristiano Mortel, and I'm his godfather and uncle. So it's an honor to be in his life and just to see him grow. So yeah.
Nice. And family is like really important to you. Is that I guess has that always kind of been instilled in you or um what are like some of your favorite things to do like as a family or
Yeah, family is very important to me. After God, it's family, and just like I love getting together. To me, we don't need to spend money. We don't need to go to Universal Studios or Disneyland. Just getting together, and it was tough during COVID, but now
mm,
things are starting to get back to normal. So just hanging out with the family, like we'll play categories or Uno. Uno's big. We'll play Mafia and this game called Peanut Butter, Mario Tennis. So we just love board games and. For Christmas, normally we dress up. Like we'll have different themes. Like one year we dress up as superheroes. One year it was like Disney characters. One year it was characters in the Bible. So of course I was Noah with my ark full of animals. So I just love getting together. I love family. Family is important to me. I've shout out to the family in Montreal, Canada. I have a lot of family up there, and I actually have a grand aunt. She's going to be 105 next
wow.
on July 4th. So those
Nice.
that know me, I have a video of me dancing with her. She's still strong. She was born in Haiti. Just really nice lady. So family is so important to me, and you should cherish every family member you have. You know. So.
For sure. Have you I guess kind of utilize your family in some of like your creative pieces or like your films or do you just kind of like keep the two separate?
Yeah, I've definitely used some family, like my brother, Mark Mortel. I used his house to film there. I used my dad, Antoine Taylor's house, to film there. So, and they've been in some of the projects I've been in. Jerry, he lives in Atlanta. Jerry Mortel. He's actually an actor. He's been on Lovecraft Country and other films and TV shows. So he's a great guy. He started off in theater and really talented. So, I've had him on a project. So just I love being able to have family. And my mom, I did a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air parody that ended up on the news, and my mom did the part where you're living with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air.
Uh,
Uh, so I just love, utilizing family. It's an honor. So I'm very thankful to God for them.
nice. I think it's awesome to be able to kind of like mesh those two worlds together. And
Mhm.
I'm sure like kind of you said your brothers are older than you, right?
I have one younger brother, and
Okay.
I have actually four other brothers. I have a brother in Spain too,
Okay.
named Oscar. Yeah.
Nice. Were they, I guess, kind of inspiration for you to get started or kind of seeing them in the industry already or?
No, they weren't really an inspiration, but it's just it's cool to see like my brother Jerry. He still does auditions. I like to help him with auditions. He does commercials and things like that. So it's cool to see him still being part of the industry in a different area. So and he really just goes after it. So I really love that. You know, he's really going after his dream. So I really respect that. You know, so yeah.
Cool.
So the key is you have to go after your dream. I do have a funny story about. I don't know if you want me to say about the Will Smith story.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead.
So this is a funny story. When I was living out in LA, I was looking for work, and I knew that Will Smith and his wife Jada had a movie premiere for a movie called The Women, and I knew Will Smith was going to be there. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get my resume and cover letter to him. So I went home, changed, and I waited outside the Starbucks, the red carpet, and they gave us free tickets to go in because they needed to fill the theater. So I waited inside, and Will Smith was coming out, and I said, "Hey, my name is Noah Mortel. I have my resume and cover letter. I'm looking for work. Can you look at this?" And he said he would take a look at it. I never heard anything back from Will Smith, but it's just a lesson just to go after it. Like, don't be bold in your dreams. Be bold in what you want to do. Like, even if you don't know the outcome, just be bold and go after it. Have faith, like Joshua and Caleb, when they scouted the promised land. So don't be timid, don't be shy, just go after it. You only have one life. So that's what I would say. Go by faith in God.
Mm. Speaking of kind of being bold and following your dreams right now, I guess are you can you give us a sneak peek of I don't know if you want to talk about like
Sure,
some
sure.
things that you might be working on or kind of how are you Noah Martell being bold and living out that one right effort right now?
Yeah, so being transparent, the project we shot in August, I actually submitted it to film festivals, maybe over 30 film festivals, and it didn't get accepted to a single one. And it was very disappointing, very discouraging, and I honestly felt like giving up on everything. But then I showed the project to my friend Obina Okongu at his house, and then my brother Mark Mortel, and they saw it and they're like, Noah, you need to show this. You need to release it publicly. Do a crowdfunding campaign to raise money. You need to shoot it. So after that, I was like, okay, I should consider it. And then now, so pretty soon, you'll be hearing about a crowdfunding campaign to raise money to shoot the rest of the episodes here in Houston. So you'll be seeing a video soon, along with the whole Seed Inspired campaign. So I'm going after it. I'm really putting myself out there. I'm not used to doing that, but I feel like it's time. I feel like the story needs to be told. We had a small private screening, and there were people there from different backgrounds, different ages, who said, Noah, this story needs to be told. And just hearing that from white people, black people, elderly, younger, it just really inspired me. So pretty soon you'll be hearing about it. I'm going to shoot it and, involve Texas people, and really get people involved, and we'll see what happens. I really believe in the project. I believe in the story, so I'm really excited to see what God does with this. I feel like I need to put it out there, and so it'll be. Stay tuned for that. It'll be.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate your transparency, and then also just kind of you mentioned like you faced all this adversity and
Mm-hmm.
these challenges, and you kind of they weighed on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as we are as humans, like
Mm-hmm.
emotions are real,
Mm-hmm.
but just kind of overcoming that
Mm-hmm.
and saying like I'm not gonna let this weigh me
Yeah.
down. I'm gonna continue to push
Mm-hmm.
forward because this is like you know who I want to be. This is who I feel like God called me to be. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just showcases who you are as a person and as an individual, and like I know like you're just gonna be so like there's things that are coming for you that you just like have no idea. So
Oh man,
I
thank
definitely
you.
have confidence in that for sure.
Thank you.
We have a few minutes left. Is there any questions that we have? Let's see here.
To say real quick, just like without like whenever you watch a movie or a story, there needs to be conflict in that movie. If there's no challenges, if there's no conflict, it's a boring movie. It's a boring story. So it's just like life, when you go through things, when you expect things to happen, you could be disappointed. Like I have a friend, she thought we all thought she was going to get this job, and she didn't end up getting the job, and it's very disappointing. But that's part of your story. That's a testimony. I always say that's testimony material.
Hmm.
So that's what keeps life interesting. So everybody out there, whoever's watching, you're going to have challenges. Keep going. That's part of your story. That's what makes your life interesting, is overcoming. It's how you respond to those challenges. Get back up. Don't give up. So, and I'm
For
speaking to
sure.
myself too. So
Super true, super true. All right, so Noah, I had kind of forewarned you that I would be putting you in the hot seat, and the seat I think is, I think it might be warm. So, all right, so Noah Mortel in the hot seat, and
Mhm.
like I said, the questions aren't too crazy. So,
Hold on.
we'll be.
Let me go to my word.
Oh
Ooh.
man,
Okay. Okay. I'm ready
nice,
now.
nice. All right, what is these are six questions. I was like, five, six.
Mhm.
I tried to keep it to five, but I just felt like the last one was definitely super necessary. So,
Okay.
what is the least favorite question that you get asked?
Uh, the least favorite question. Huh. That's a good question.
Come on, Noah, hot seat.
Least
No
favorite
thinking aloud. No, I'm
question.
just kidding.
Uh, yeah, like it used to be more of like, when are you actually gonna have, something like a project out there that's, mainstream and big and all that. So, I used to get that question a lot. So,
Okay,
but it's okay. It doesn't really bother me that much.
nice, cool. Just trucking away.
Yeah.
I feel it. All right, so if you had to have either no hair, so being bald, or having dreadlocks, which one would you choose?
Dreadlocks.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely dreadlocks. At least it's something. And I could be like Bob Marley, young man, check this out, 1, 2, 3. So.
okay, okay. I see it. I see it. No, stay tuned. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
What is the most spontaneous thing that you have done lately?
Man, most spontaneous thing I've done lately. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, so I have 1 second,
Nice.
and
Okay.
I actually have a glove here. Sometimes, like I said, I like to enjoy life, so sometimes I'll put this thing on and then I'll roll down the window, especially when there's a lot of traffic, like on Westheimer or something. I roll down the window and just start jamming to Michael Jackson and just stare at the other person. They just kind of look at me crazy, but it's okay. So and then recently I danced a little bit with this glove. So I just, I like to enjoy life. You know, I don't care what people think. There's always going to be people who hate you, who judge you. Even Jesus had
Mm,
it. So you just have to enjoy life and be true to who you are. So
for sure. And I also think probably that the carousel thing that seems pretty
yeah,
spontaneous too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
nice, nice.
So if there's a carousel in your city, try it out. It's life for me.
Cool. Have you ever had a nickname? If so, what was it?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I had a nickname in high school. Kevin Barber gave me this nickname. He actually played high school basketball at Fort Bend Baptist Academy, where I went, and he played for U of H. And he gave me this nickname called Supercharge. So, because
Supercharge. Okay.
yeah, Supercharge, I would go for a layup too fast and then just bang it off the backboard, and it wouldn't go in. So, he used to give me that nickname. So, it kind of died off when I left high school. So, I
Okay.
just
I
brought
might
it
have
back.
to keep that in my back pocket.
Yeah, yeah. My classmates, he
Nice.
brought it back.
What is something that makes you laugh the most?
uh, I really love, like, I don't know, like the type of humor I like is like Chris Tucker. He's one of my favorite comedians and actors. I really love Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2, and just that kind of, that kind of comedy. Like, that's always been something that makes me laugh, and just um, just funny videos, things like that that my coworkers might show me. So um, I don't know, just different types of comedy. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and kind of, I feel like you might have jumped in my notebook, so because you kind of
Oh.
answered the last question a little bit, but so you are a writer and a director. What is, I guess, if you, I don't know if you're one of the people who like to use the term like favorites, because some people are like, no, I don't have favorites, I just have these people I like a lot.
Mhm.
But who is someone that you either like a lot or like your favorite director, actor? um, director, actor, and actress.
Okay. Director. I really like Nolan, Christopher Nolan. He did Inception and Tenet. I just love his progression in career. He started off doing like a black and white feature film, and just to see his growth, and he's such a genius. That guy. He did Dark Knight and all that. He's an incredible director and writer. So he's definitely one of my top ones, Christopher Nolan, and also I like Jordan Peele a lot because people thought he was just a comedian, and I love his path. I would like to have a path like that where he wrote a script, Get Out, and got it filmed and shot, and now he did Us, and he has his own production company, which is what I would like to have one day, like my own production company where all the projects I have will fall underneath that umbrella. So those two are probably the standouts for me. Favorite actor, I would say Denzel Washington. I had a chance to see him live at a Broadway, at a play in New York City, and when you see him live, you understand like how much of a master he is of the craft. Like that guy, he's definitely one of the top actors in history. He's amazing. So definitely Denzel would be number one. Top actress, I would say I would say Meryl Streep. She's high up there. Yeah, Meryl Streep is definitely Viola Davis. Yeah, I really like those two actresses. So a lot of
Nice.
talent there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being in the hot seat today. Um, I guess we're kind of we're at the end now. What I guess are just some things that you're looking forward to, and anything else to kind of close this out?
Yeah, just number one, I thank you for this opportunity. It's a blessing to be here. It's an honor. I thank God for allowing us to be here. So things I look forward to. I look forward to seeing how God moves in this crowdfunding campaign, and I might have a limited view of what's going to happen, but God can do exceedingly more than we could ever imagine. So I look
For
forward
sure.
to doing my part. I always have a phrase: "It's just do your best and let God do the rest." So I look forward to seeing. It's like a baton race. It's like an Olympic race, a relay. I'm going to do my best and give the baton to God and see how far he takes me to the finish line. So I really look forward to seeing how this crowdfunding campaign goes to. You never know, maybe it might be picked up by a company or a show like Netflix or something. I'm not going to limit God, so I'm just going to do my best by faith. So I look forward to that. I look forward to writing more projects. I have other scripts I've written. I look forward to doing that and filming that on a bigger scale. I really want to help people. Another thing I've always wanted to do is I have a brother. He's special needs, and I've always wanted to do. It's hard for the transition from high school to out in the workforce. So I've always wanted to build like a program or some kind of work system where people with disabilities can go there and transition from high school. I always think about those kind of people, and I've always wanted to build like a Christian school that's affordable to a lot of people of different backgrounds. And I want to see diversity in Christian schools. I want to see affordability because that really helped me a lot as far as foundation. So those are some of the things I really want to do in life, and just just help people anonymously. I don't need the clout. I don't need the name. I just want to help people and be financially there to just be able to help people who really need it. So those are the things I look forward to, and I feel like this film industry is the path towards that. So that's what I really look forward to, and Other than that, I just thank God for my life and for what He's doing, and I give Him the glory. And I just, thank God for my family and all those friends like you and everybody who support that. So yeah, thank you again
Nice.
for doing this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Once again, well, actually, before I kind of wrap up, where can people go? I guess to see some of the projects that you've worked on, or maybe see some things that you're going to be putting out in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Where could they find that at?
Well, I have a Vimeo page with different short films and projects I've done.
Okay,
If,
we'll
if,
definitely be posting that link.
yeah,
On I'll put that on the video for sure.
yeah, and then I have my Instagram is just at Noah Mortel. I post things there, and then stay tuned on, especially on Instagram, to see announcements about the project that's coming out. So please share it whenever you see it. Please spread it, and I just yeah, feel free to reach out to me too, Facebook and Instagram, and if you see me, just say hi. I'm open. Just say hello. You know.
He's really not friendly in person. No, I'm just kidding.
Just
It's
mad.
all a fake. No, I'm just kidding. Awesome. Well, definitely, Noah. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today. I just appreciate your transparency and just kind of all the words of wisdom that you've been able to showcase, and just kind of being your authentic self just really comes through on camera and then just in your everyday life. So that's why I really wanted to have this conversation today. So I definitely appreciate that as well. For those of you who are watching or who will watch the replay, once again, this is Noah Mortel, and he's a writer and director. He has some upcoming projects, and then he has some really cool projects that he's worked on in the past as well. Be sure to follow and support him, and we'll be posting the links for some of the his like social media, and then some of the projects that he's worked on. So thanks so much,
And wait,
Noah, and you have a good. Oh,
before
oh,
we
my.
yeah, before we close, y'all need to sign up, subscribe, like, whatever you need to do. Follow One Right Effort. Kendra is doing amazing things with her project. So just support her platform. She's highlighting people, and she's highlighting people who are doing a lot of good in the world. So she's worked hard on this platform. So continue to
Thanks,
support her.
Noah.
Support One Right Effort. So
Thank you so much. All right, you have a good rest of your night.
you too. Thank you. Y'all
Thank
y'all
you. All
take care. God bless y'all. Bye.
right.